checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this number, guys. Let's make it happen right now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. My name's Ron Tyler. It's not really morning, it's afternoon here, and in some places of the world, it's the next day or the middle of the night. Welcome to our program, everybody. We're glad to have you here. Now, we have a lot of to talk about, guys. A ton of things to talk about. Number one, I want to get this out before I even start. The earthquake that happened yesterday morning in Colombia has caused massive damage. Just as much damage has happened in Venezuela. Okay? Tall buildings have been knocked over or fell pancaked down into their real estate plots. People were rushing out. I've seen all kinds of videos of people rushing out of their homes, rushing out of the businesses, rushing out of the buildings to save their lives. A lot of them. Okay? That's going to happen. Now, guys, there are over 200 people that have been unalived so far. Over 200 people unalived so far, and that number is growing exponentially. We've already got over 300 injured. 300 injured from that earthquake yesterday. That number is climbing exponentially as well. Okay? So, guys, when we get more information, we're going to pass it on. Okay? We're definitely going to do that. Now, we've also got some information about here in the United States and also in Canada. Okay? I'm specifically going to talk about the United States and Canada in just a few minutes. I'm going to show you this earthquake map, USGS map we have for you. But first, I'm going to center it here so you understand where we are and what we're going through here. Okay, I'm going to center here, right here. I want to get the maximum use out of this map as possible. Now, guys, USGS is lying about the earthquakes. There are 57 earthquakes here in Indonesia. 57 earthquakes in Indonesia. Guess what? USBS is not even showing half of them. Not even half of them, not even close. Not even cotton picking close. Now I'm going to take down our EMA banner here to show you these earthquakes. I'm also going to take down our webcam for the time being to show you these earthquakes as well. Okay? Over in Indonesia primarily right now. Okay? North of Sumatra, Indonesia here. In the Indian Ocean here, going up from Sumatra, Indonesia, up here to India, we have an earthquake here that just came in a little while ago. Okay, this is a large 5.0 earthquake. USGS has this as a 4.9 earthquake. Large 5.0 earthquake in the Nicobar Islands here. Going down to southern Sumatra, Indonesia here. Right there. This is a 4.7 moderate earthquake here. Now, guys, we have earthquakes in northern Sumatra. We have earthquakes in central Sumatra and earthquakes in southern Sumatra, Indonesia. All kinds of earthquakes over here in Java, Indonesia here. All kinds of them. About 20 earthquakes here in Java, Indonesia here. Okay? Like I said, there are 57 earthquakes here in Indonesia. USGS isn't even touching on all of them at all. Going over here, southeastern Indonesia here, Timor-Leste, Indonesia. This is a 4.8 earthquake here. Right here. Both of these earthquakes are in the Banda Sea here. This is a 4.6, and this is a 4.8 moderate earthquakes here. Going north here, right here, okay, Tobelo, Indonesia. We've had a lot of earthquakes right here, okay. Again, this is out in the ocean here. 51 miles, or 51 kilometers, I should say, 51 kilometers, about 30 miles east of Tobelo, Indonesia. This is out in the ocean here, okay? For the most part, I don't think anybody felt this earthquake here on the land island here. Don't think anybody felt the huge earthquake here. However, yes, large earthquakes are huge, especially in this neck of the woods here, okay? These kind of earthquakes can devastate a lot of people. If anybody on the island felt it, they felt some rumbling. That's about all. But a large 5.1 earthquake here, east of Tobelo, Indonesia. Okay? Now over here in the Philippines here, right here, southern Philippines. This island here is called, I'm sorry, that's not it. This island is called Aveyah, Indonesia here, okay? There are earthquakes here. There's 6 earthquakes. Good majority of them are down here on the southern side of Davao or Mindanao, Philippines here, and one is on land right here. It's a 4.7 moderate earthquake here. The other earthquakes are south of here, south of Balut Island here. Balut Island is this round island right here. There's a couple earthquakes here. There's a couple more earthquakes off of southeast Mindanao, Philippines, and more off the northeast side of the island here. Okay, they happen. They happen all the time. Again, USGS is not even showing them to us at all. Not showing us anything here. Okay, they never do. Rarely do they ever show all the earthquakes here around the Philippines. Okay, that really gripes me sometimes. Okay, going over here into Papua New Guinea. Right here, okay, on the west side of Papua New Guinea, we have Papua, Indonesia. There are 4 moderate earthquakes here. 4 moderate earthquakes in northern Papua, Indonesia. Over here, Papua New Guinea. Okay? Right here, this is the populated area of Papua New Guinea. This is a large 5.0 earthquake here. Large 5.0 earthquake. There are people who live here. There are people who live here, guys. Some people here have very little money. They're very poor. Okay? This earthquake hit on land and it hit in this area where people are going to be devastated here. People are going to be devastated here. I'm just saying. Okay? We may hear about it, we may not, because news organizations usually don't get over here in Papua New Guinea. If we hear anything, it might be just secondhand almost. Okay? But this earthquake hit over here in southern Papua New Guinea, southeastern Papua New Guinea. Things are happening here. Okay? Now, I want to go over here to the east first. Notice over here, the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu have no earthquakes. That's very unusual. Very unusual. Going over here into Tonga region, southern Tonga region here. We have a 4.6 moderate earthquake here. Okay? East-southeast of Niafu, Tonga. East-southeast of Niafu, Tonga here. Okay? Further south here. South of the Fiji Islands here. This is a 4.5 earthquake here. 549 kilometers deep. That's a deep earthquake, guys. This is a very deep earthquake. Okay? I've seen deeper. We've had 600 plus kilometers deep. This is still a deep earthquake. Let's go over to the depth to magnitude conversion chart here. I'll look at the depth of this earthquake compared to others. Okay? Let's take down our USGS map. Let's look at this chart here. Look up 549 kilometers deep. It's in the third column from the left. Let's look at 550. Okay? We see 5.0. Let's use that. Okay? 4.5 earthquake. We're going to add a 1 point. Excuse me a second. 549 kilometers deep. We're going to add a 1.09 to this earthquake. We're going to add a 1.09 to this earthquake, guys. Yes, we could add 1.1 to this earthquake. Let's do that because this is a bit larger or a bit deeper than this says. This says 542 or 545. This is 549. So let's add a 1.1 to this earthquake here. Let's add a 1.1 to this earthquake. Take down the depth to magnitude conversion chart. Let's put the USGS map back up. Okay. This is a 4.5 earthquake. We're going to add a 1.1 to the magnitude of this earthquake, which means this earthquake here, this 4.5 earthquake here, is going to propagate a 5.6 to 5.7 earthquake in the same region within the next 3 to 10 days. The same region within the next 3 to 10 days. Now, guys, this could happen down here in New Zealand. It could happen over here in Fiji. It could happen over here in Tonga region. It could happen over here in New Caledonia area, the Legacy Islands here. It could happen over here in Vanuatu. It could happen over here in the Solomon Islands or even over here in eastern Papua New Guinea. But it's going to happen within the next 3 to 10 days. Okay? That's what happens here. Now, I want to go over here to the southwestern Australia here. Southwestern Australia. Today we had a 5.0 large earthquake here. USPS has downgraded this to 4.6. They had it downgraded to 4.7. They've downgraded again to 4.6. This was a 5.0 large earthquake. 5.0 large earthquake. Now this is out in the outback here. This is out in the outback, okay? I'm zooming in here so you can see exactly where this earthquake was. There's no major cities out here, but there's an industrial area here. There is an industrial area here. I'm zooming in to get you a good idea what's happening here. Okay? Right here. See where this earthquake here is? Let's go over here. Okay? This earthquake here is about 6 miles away from this industrial center right here. Okay? It almost looks like a volcano here. I don't believe this is a volcano. However, I do have some other pictures to show you here. Okay? This is pertinent to what we're talking about today. Okay? What I'm going to show you is very interesting. Okay? This is that area I'm showing you here on the map. I don't know what it is, but look closely on the left side of this slide here. There's a satellite dish there. There's a satellite dish there, guys. But there are also two other holes here, what look like holes. Now that could be a storage tank, we don't know. Okay, but it also looks like lava here. This looks like lava rocks or a great big huge tree. I don't think it's a tree because this is out in the desert area north of the ocean here, north of the Indian Ocean here in Australia. It's in the outback. There's no huge trees here like this. This may be lava here at some point. We don't know. I'm trying to find that out. But guys, when I first started digging into this earthquake, I want to know why this earthquake hit. I want to know why it hit. I only have some ideas why it might have hit. This may have been man-made. This may have been a man-made earthquake here. We don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of scientific equipment, including the satellite dish that you see in this photo here, this slide. Okay? But this is close enough to this outcropping of rock here. It may be very related to this earthquake. I want to show you that. It's very interesting here. I've never seen this before. When I start looking at earthquakes, I look for causes that may have caused this earthquake. I think we may have found that here. Okay? That's out here in southwestern Australia here. Southwestern Australia here. Okay? USGS just says this is a 4.6 Western Australia. Southwestern Australia, guys. Western Australia will be out here. This is southwestern Australia, guys. Something else USGS has not shown you. They haven't shown you yet. I'm going to show you an earthquake they don't even show you here. A large earthquake. A large earthquake over here in Costa Rica region. Central America. Central America, guys. USGS not even showing it. They're showing one offshore from southwestern Mexico. I want to show you this now. Okay? Like I said, when I first saw this afternoon, I was blown away. Because again, USGS was not showing anything going on at all. And actually, it's been taken down by the European agency as well. It's been taken down by the European agency as well. It happened over here just offshore from, you see where San Jose, Costa Rica is here, guys? If you go directly to the southwest, that's where the 5.0 earthquake hit. That's where the 5.0 earthquake hit. Now, guys, I've been dealing with this a long time, many, many years here. Look at this. Okay, off the southwestern shore of Costa Rica here, there was a large 5.0 earthquake. Large 5.0 earthquake. It's been taken down. I knew I should have taken a screenshot, but I didn't do it. I thought it was very valid. I thought the European agency would at least keep it up. They haven't done that. They haven't done that at all. Over here off the south, not off the south, but on the southern side of Panama here, northeast of Panama here, we have a 3.0 small earthquake here. USGS is not showing this either. Okay? There are a lot of things USGS didn't show us here. Also, okay, over here on the northern side of Costa Rica here, northern side of Costa Rica here, offshore here, there's a 3.75 earthquake as well. USGS not showing it. Hurricane Heather says that's dangerous and ridiculous. It is. It absolutely is. I don't know why the Europeans took it down. USGS didn't even show it. Just during the last hour, maybe 45 minutes ago, the 5.0 earthquake was shown here on the European map, and now it's not. It showed ever since it first hit just after 12:30 this afternoon. Now it's not there. Now, guys, how can an earthquake that large not be there? And then both agencies, the European agency usually shows all the quakes, they took it down as well. Okay, a large earthquake on the map for many hours, and then they take it down. Maybe 4 or 5 hours it was up. US just took it down. That's ridiculous. It's also ridiculous to only show one earthquake off the southwest coast of Mexico. One earthquake here. On the Cocos Plate here. On the Cocos Plate here. Okay? 4.1 moderate earthquake here. That's totally ridiculous, guys. That's ludicrous. Totally ludicrous, guys. It's insanity. Total insanity. Right here. Okay? This is that USGS has it at a 4.1. The European agency has it as a 4.3 earthquake. Moderate 4.3 earthquake. USGS is still not showing all these earthquakes either. They're not showing the earthquakes here in Guatemala. They're not showing the earthquakes in southern Mexico either. All kinds of earthquakes here in Guatemala. Okay? A 2.85, a 2.5, a 3.03, a 3.85, a 3.06, a 2.78, a 2.89, a 2.5, a 3.97, 3.97, 2.70, 2.78. USGS not showing it. Why not? Why not? Here, a 2.61. This is a 2.38. Why are they not showing it? Off the north side border of Guatemala, this is a 3.17. 3.17 here. USGS not showing it. Nothing. Not a thing. Not a darn thing. 4.3 earthquake, USGS showing a 4.1. Okay, I can understand some difference here. I can understand a small difference here. This is a 3.9 as well. North of that 4.3, 3.9. Going north, still offshore, this is a 3.7. Okay. Also off the coast here, this is a 3.5. Then we go over the land, over the southern Mexico here. This is a 4.0 moderate earthquake here. 3.0, 3.9 are small earthquakes. This is a 4.0 moderate earthquake. Okay. Just northeast of there is a 3.3 small earthquake here. USGS not even showing it at all. Why not? Why not? Right up here near Acapulco. This is the 3.1. This is a 3.3. I thought I saw 3.9. This is a 3.3 small earthquake here near Acapulco. This is a 3.0 small earthquake here. 3.0 small earthquake. And two more offshore. This time, these two earthquakes, guys, are on the San Andres Fault. The San Andres Fault comes all the way down here to southern Mexico. We have a 4.2 and a 4.2 earthquake here. Two 4.2 earthquakes right here on the southern San Andres Fault off the coast of Mexico. Okay. Then we go north. Michoacan, Mexico. Michoacan, Mexico here. Right up here. This is the 3.6 earthquake here. Then we go down here just off the coastline. Just barely off the coastline down here. This is 3.6 earthquake here. Between this earthquake and Puerto Vallarta, we don't have any more earthquakes on land at all, but we have one more here on the San Andres Fault here. Offshore from Jalisco, Mexico, this is a 4.0 moderate earthquake here. Off the coast of Jalisco, Mexico, we have a 4.0 earthquake right here. Then just offshore from that, going west, again offshore from Jalisco, we have a 3.4 earthquake right there. Okay? Earthquakes do happen here, don't they? They absolutely do. Okay? Now, guys, we have no more earthquakes over here in the Gulf of California at all. We do have earthquakes here in Southern California. We're going to be talking about earthquakes here in Southern California tomorrow. But I want to point this one out because this just happened here. Okay? This is near Brawley, California. Brawley, California. This is a 1.2 tremor here. A 1.2 tremor here. Guess what? This is not the only earthquake here at all. There are more earthquakes than that. Okay? 1.2 tremor and a 1.58 tremor. 1.58 tremor as well. USGS showing one earthquake there. 1.2. There's also 1.58 right there. I'm showing it to you. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't see this. USGS is showing this to be a 1.6. Okay. That's the difference between, it can go either way, usually does. The European agency is calling this a 1.58. USGS is calling this a 1.56. I'll take that. I'll take that. Not a problem. Unfortunately, that's not the only thing happening here. It's not the only thing happening here. Right here, okay? Just north of Calipatria, California. Calipatria, California is right here. We have a seismograph here. Usually this seismograph shows us anywhere from 75 to 150 earthquakes every day. 75 to 150 earthquakes every day. USGS doesn't show much of anything going on at all. However, up here to the north, just south of the Salton Sea here, we have a 1.5 tremor here and 2.93 points earthquake here. Okay, 3.0 small earthquake, 1.5 tremor here. Remember yesterday we had 4 earthquakes here in the southern Salton Sea here. All 4 earthquakes were related to the volcano here. The Salton Butte volcanoes here. Just because USGS doesn't show earthquakes here doesn't mean they don't happen. They do happen, guys. They do happen. There are all kinds of earthquakes here in the Imperial Valley here, Southern California. 500 earthquakes a day happen here in the Imperial Valley. 500. USGS is showing us 4 of them. 4 earthquakes here. That's a crying shame. That's a crying shame. Here in San Diego City, San Diego County, I shouldn't say San Diego City, but San Diego County, they're only showing this number of earthquakes here. That's totally ridiculous. Absolutely preposterous, in fact. Preposterous. They're showing us 2 events down here in southeast San Diego County. This is near Tecate, north of Tecate. Tecate is a U.S. border city with Mexico here. Tecate. This is 0.3 microquake down here in southeast county, San Diego. This is a 0.5 microquake here. Now, while we're talking about this, I need to tell you something else. There's a border fire here raging on both sides of the border. There's a huge border fire that was just 500 acres yesterday. It's now over 1,200 acres here in southeast San Diego County. Border fire here. Huge border fire here. By the way, I haven't forgotten about Washington. I haven't forgotten about Utah as well. I haven't forgotten it. I'm not going to. Over here in Los Angeles, there are over 400 earthquakes a day here in Los Angeles. USGS is only showing us a handful of earthquakes here. That's preposterous as well. Right here, the border of California, 1.6 tremor here. That's interesting. Right here, Fontana, California. They're showing us a 0.8 microquake. Guys, there's all kinds of microquakes here in Fontana. All kinds of them. Okay? Tons of them. They're not showing any minor earthquakes. Why not? There are all kinds of minor earthquakes as well, 2.0, 2.9. And yes, Fontana has at least 2 to 3 small earthquakes here every day. 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes here every day in Fontana, California. They're showing a microquake here. That's ridiculous as well. I keep showing you this map here of the greater Los Angeles area, which includes Orange County and San Bernardino County here in the eastern area here. This is San Bernardino County right here. Okay? Over here in the greater LA area, all kinds of earthquakes here as well. USGS not showing a darn one of them. Nothing. You see Anaheim here, guys. If I always show you a sidegram from Anaheim, we'd have all kinds of 2.0 to 2.9 minor earthquakes. And yes, we had one 3.0 earthquake here today in Anaheim, California. It happened just after 6:30 this morning, right before Disneyland opened up. In fact, right before Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm opened up here in Los Angeles and Anaheim. Okay? Now, if an earthquake that happens here in Anaheim is over 3.0 small quake, that they shut down the rides here in both amusement parks, make sure the roller coasters are not going to misoperate, somebody get injured or killed. They have to shut down the roller coasters until they inspect the tracks and inspect the cars to make sure everything's going to run properly. Over here in Long Beach, all kinds of earthquakes here in Long Beach. USGS not showing one of them. Nothing. They never do. They never do. Okay? Now, I want to go over here to Utah. To Utah, guys. There's a fire over here in central Utah right here. It's called the Cotton Fire or the Wide Mouth 2 fire here. Okay? It's now burned about 120,000 acres. Largest wildfire in U.S. history as of right now. Okay? Saturday morning, there was an air crew piloting an Apache helicopter that was supposed to be dropping water, and it crashed in a field here, right in the middle of fire line. Right in the middle of fire line here. They crashed. Great big huge Apache helicopter dropping water. 2 firefighters were on board that helicopter when it crashed. Because of the ferocity of that fire, they did not get crews back into this fire line until Sunday morning. When they finally got crews here into the fire line here, fire was still burning around, but they got crews in here and rescued those 2 deceased firefighters from the helicopter crash. Now, as soon as the fire dies down a little bit more, they're going to get people from the Federal Highway Transportation Safety Board and the FAA out here to investigate that crash. Okay? It's not the Federal Highway Transportation Board, it's the Federal Aviation Transportation Board, I believe it is, and the FAA that will be investigating this crash and find out why it actually happened. Unfortunately, it did happen. We've lost 2 aircraft now into Utah. We had a great big huge, I think it was DC-7, DC-8 aircraft that dropped down here last week and went off the radar and crashed as well. Now we lost 2 more firefighters here. We've lost 7 or 8 firefighters here in Utah. Okay, we're mourning them now. Over here to the west, right here. See the earthquakes here? Guess what we have here? the Black Rock Desert Volcano. The Black Rock Desert Volcano. This red earthquake I just turned blue is 1.3 tremor here. This is 0.5 microquake. This earthquake is a 1.1 tremor here. And this one to the north is 1.0 tremor here. What all is going on here, guys? I think I tried to explain this to you yesterday. We have a volcano here, the Black Rock Desert Volcano. What's going on here, guys? See this pond here? There are many other facilities just like it, all throughout this area. What's happening here? What's going on here, guys? What's going on here? Men have drilled into the upper magma chambers of the Black Rock Desert Volcano to obtain steam to power turbines out here in the central desert of Utah. Getting steam from the Black Rock Desert Volcano to power turbines to generate electricity here in central Utah. That's why these ponds are here. These ponds are here that have treated sewage here that they pump into the upper magma chambers of the volcano to still try to get steam out of the volcano. All over this facility here, all over this facility, guys, there are 181 turbines throughout this facility. 181 turbines, guys. I showed you one of the turbines yesterday, one of the turbine facilities yesterday. A total of 181 turbines here. They generate electricity here in Utah. Up until this weekend, I didn't even realize the turbines were here in Utah as well. I've told you about turbines over just north of Reno, Nevada. I've told you about turbines over in the Geysers facility, 100 miles north of San Francisco. I told you about turbines in the Salton Sea region in the Imperial Valley. I've told you about turbines in the Coastal Volcanic Field as well. Generate electricity at the volcanoes here in Utah and all over California and Nevada as well. That's what's happening here. Yet still over here at the volcano, we're still having earthquakes. Now, guys, I don't care what USGS or anybody else says. All of the volcanoes worldwide are active volcanoes. These are active volcanoes, guys. These are active volcanoes. Okay? You see this whole facility here? Each one of these plots where men have drilled into the upper magma chamber of the Black Rock Desert Volcano to obtain steam to power these turbines. See these plots here? That's exactly what's happening here. All over this region here. Literally. There are also other earthquakes here in Utah. The USGS not even showing here. North here of the Great Salt Lake. Northeast of Great Salt Lake, there are two minor tremors here. South of Great Salt Lake over here to the east, 1.2 tremor here. Northeast of Park City, and one further to the east as well. I don't remember the town's name, but just a tiny town in eastern Utah here. In fact, it's over here near the Wyoming border as well. Okay, let's go over to Wyoming here. Little America, Wyoming. Here in Little America, Wyoming, we have a 3.3 small earthquake here. A lot of us have been here in Little America. There's a small amusement park here. There's all kinds of cool facilities here to visit. Literally an old frontier town. But here in Little America, we have a 3.3 earthquake here. Wyoming. Wyoming. Going up here into northern Alberta, Canada. northern Alberta, Canada, right up here. Guess what? We have some earthquakes up here as well. Okay? USGS not showing them. But the European map is showing them. European map is showing up. Right up here, we have a 3.62 earthquake here. 3.62 earthquake here. This is a 2.63 minor earthquake here. A small and minor earthquake right here. Northern Alberta, Canada. The guys, European agency is calling this suspected industry related event. Suspected industry related event here. I don't know whether you can see this or not, but this is European agency is saying this is suspected industrial event here. Now guys, I'm going to try to zoom in here. Right here. Okay? Yes, we see some quarries here, but these earthquakes are not near the quarries. Not even anywhere close to the quarries. This first one here, I'm going to zoom in on the European map and show you what we're seeing here. Okay? Again, this is a 3.62 earthquake here. 3.62 earthquake. Zooming in here, guys. Guess what we have here? The Canadian government has drilled into a volcano here that I didn't realize was still there. Yes, we have a volcano over here in northern Alberta, Canada. Almost nobody talks about it, but there's one here. Guess what they're doing here, guys? Guess what they're doing here? They're trying to obtain steam from the volcano here. They're also drilling for oil here as well. That's a common occurrence at volcanoes. They drill for oil as well. But they're drilling for oil and they're also trying to obtain steam from the volcano. That's what's happening here. So yes, these earthquakes may be related to this industrial event. Both steam and the possibility of also oil taken out of the ground here in northern Alberta, Canada. Okay, that's what's happening. Rob 52 is here. Welcome, Rob. God bless you, brother. I meant to call you last night. I just couldn't do it. I got really tired. My back started hurting so bad. I had to take care of myself. I'm sorry, Rob. We'll talk soon, I hope. I really hope. I want to zoom in here, guys. What do we have here? Holding ponds. Holding ponds, guys. They're drilling into the upper magma chambers of the volcano, and they take water from these holding ponds and they inject it into the upper magma chambers of the volcano to obtain steam here. Holding ponds everywhere, guys. Literally everywhere. Right here, see this? This is an area where they've drilled into the upper magma chambers of the volcano. Now, guys, they can drill straight down. They can drill perpendicular like this, or they can drill horizontal right into the volcano here. That's what they've done. That's what they've been doing here. So, guys, even though some of these facilities are nowhere near where the earthquake is, I shouldn't say nowhere near, but very close to the earthquake. These earthquakes may be related to this drilling into the earth. Seismic activity, guys, comes across the planet, comes across wherever we are, comes across the ground in the crust, finds the natural and man-made earthquake faults, and fractures the rock inside the fault, causing earth movement. That's what happened here. That's exactly what happened here. Northern Alberta, Canada, guys. Northern Alberta, Canada. 2 small earthquakes in northern Alberta, Canada today. Okay? Unreal. Unreal. Again, the USGS not even showing it here. Nothing. Nothing being said about it. They're also not showing us this earthquake either. Pelican Bay, Alaska. 2.1 minor earthquake over here in southwestern Alaska. Okay? 2.1 earthquake. Not showing it. Why not? Why not? They're showing us this 2.4 in the Gulf of Alaska here. Why are they not showing this earthquake over here in Pelican Bay, Alaska? They showed earthquakes over here in southwestern Alaska before. They should be showing this now. I want to go over here. Again, I believe this is important right here. See this earthquake here? Off the coast of the southern Alaska Peninsula here. Guess where this earthquake is? The same location where we had a 7.2, a 7.5, a 7.9, and an 8.7 earthquake here 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I covered these earthquakes, guys. I covered these earthquakes. That's why I know this. This is a 4.4 earthquake here off the coast of Sandpoint, Alaska. 7.2, 7.5, 7.8, and an 8.7 earthquake hit here. This is a 4.4 earthquake here. This is a 4.6 earthquake here. This one to the south is a 2.0. This is a 2.3 earthquake here. This is a 2.0. This is a 2.3. This is a 2.2, a 2.6, and a 2.3 earthquake. Are we going to have more major earthquakes here? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. When these major earthquakes hit off Sandpoint, Alaska, we had upwards of a 1.5 foot tsunami here. 1.5 foot tsunami from these earthquakes. Would we have more? Yes, it could. I want to show this before we have something else happen here. When we have swarms of earthquakes like this, sometimes we even get a large earthquake here. That's why we're showing it to you. Over here, this Nelson Lagoon, a 2.4 minor earthquake happened here. 2.4 minor earthquake happened here. Down here in the Aleutian Island Fault Zone, this is a 4.1 earthquake here. This is a 3.1 small earthquake here. This is a 3.3 small earthquake here. Are we going to see much larger earthquakes here? Possibility. But this is nowhere near the landmass. It's nowhere near the islands. Nobody even felt these earthquakes at all. When we felt those over near Sandpoint, nobody feels these here either. Okay? Down here, okay? At Alaska. Look at this, guys. These are swarms of earthquakes in the area around Atka, Alaska here. This red earthquake just happened right here. This is a 2.3, just happened. This is a 2.1. This is a 1.8 tremor. This is a 2.3 here. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm going to show you some of them. This is a 2.3. This is a 2.0. This is also 2.3. Again, these earthquakes are not near any of the islands here. Nobody even felt these earthquakes. Yes, over here on Atka, Alaska itself, there are people who live here. Mostly indigenous Indians, Alaska Indians here, who live here. What do they do here? Their main occupation here is either homemaking or fishing. Homemaking or fishing. That's what they do here. At last count, about 60 people still live here. The last census 60 people lived here. Okay? We go down here. South of the Rat Islands, we have another 3.0 earthquake here. Right here. Okay? This is west of the Rat Islands here. This is a 2.93.0 earthquake. This is a 2.7 minor earthquake. This is also a 2.7 minor earthquake. 229 kilometers southwest of Attu, Alaska. Southwest of Attu, Alaska. This is an unoccupied island here in the Aleutian Island chain. 3 years ago, October 2023, the Coast Guard decommissioned their Coast Guard station here on the southwest side of Attu Station. Now the island is uninhabited now, totally uninhabited. Over here in the central part of Attu Station, over here to the west, you have decommissioned Army vehicles, including decommissioned oil and fuel tanks here. And these fuel tanks are leaking. Fuel tanks are leaking. The Army vehicles are just held together by rust. These Army vehicles were used during the First and Second World War to fight off the Russians and also the Japanese armies that invaded Attu Station. South of Attu Station today, right here, also in the Aleutian Islands fault zone. This is a 4.0 earthquake here, a moderate 4.0 earthquake here. That's significant. In my broadcasting time of 7.5 years now, this is the first time I've seen any kind of earthquake here south of Attu Station. We have had earthquakes southeast of Attu Station, but never south of Attu Station like this. 4.0 moderate earthquake here in the Aleutian Island fault zone, not near any landmass. Okay, now I've given you a kind of tour around the world. Okay? No, I did not mention this earthquake over here. It's in Pakistan. Okay? I told you before, these earthquakes coming out of Indonesia, USGS doesn't even show us hardly. They come up here to Myanmar, Burma area. They go up here in the Himalaya Mountains. Go through here in India into the Himalaya Mountains. The Himalaya Mountains is an edge of the plate here. Himalaya Mountains is the edge of the tectonic plate in this region. Earthquake seismic energy follows the edge of the plate. In this case, it followed the edge of the plate all the way through the Himalaya Mountains and came out over here in Pakistan. Pakistan, guys. We have a moderate earthquake here, 4.4 moderate earthquake here in Pakistan. There are other earthquakes over here in Iran. There are other earthquakes over here in the Syria-Turkey border region. USGS not showing any here, none at all. The earthquakes here in the Syria-Turkey border region are aftershocks of a natural 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that hit here on February 3rd, 2023. February 3rd, 2023, a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake hit here. It left over 5,000 people dead and over 5,000 others injured in the Turkish-Syria border region. As I've explained in other broadcasts, over here in Turkey, in the same area, it left a 12-mile huge fissure here, 12-mile long fissure here in Turkey that was as deep as an 8-story building. As deep as an 8-story building here. There are other earthquakes here today, both in central Turkey, southern Turkey, and northern Turkey. Earthquakes over in western Turkey as well. Again, USGS didn't want to take responsibility for it. None. They don't want to show us anything here in Europe at all. They rarely ever show anything here in Europe. Nothing here in Greece either. 23 earthquakes here in Greece, USGS showing us none at all. 32 earthquakes here in north central Italy. 32 earthquakes right here. USGS not saying a word about it. Then here in Campi Flegrei right here, we have tremors and minor earthquakes here in Campi Flegrei. Why? Because, guys, like I said, every volcano is recharging. Every volcano right now around the world is recharging. This includes these craters and cones here, left over from past eruptions here when lava poured out over the surface of Italy here. We're still having earthquakes because of the magma down beneath the surface. The Vesuvius volcano is also moving. The Vesuvius volcano that totally took out the town of Pompeii. Around Vesuvius volcano to the north, a huge metropolitan area. Down here to the southwest, urban population here. And here to the south, a huge urban population here as well. And also to the north here, huge metropolitan population. Yes, Italian authorities have evacuated some people, but not all of them. Some people don't want to leave their homes until something else major happens. This area is still moving. This area is still moving. It's going to continue moving here. Okay? I want to make sure everybody understands this. The agency doesn't say word one about it. We're still getting tremors, minor earthquakes here in the Alps Mountains, up here in Germany, Switzerland, and France. Still getting tremors, minor earthquakes here. That's normal, completely normal. We're getting minor earthquakes here in Spain, all over Spain. Central Spain, southern Spain, and western Spain. Earthquakes, minor earthquakes. They're happening. Now, yesterday, I don't know whether I mentioned or not, but north here at the North Pole, North Pole is not even shown on the USGS map here. But up here at the North Pole, they're calling this part of the Central Atlantic Fault. There was a 5.0 earthquake up here at the North Pole of the world. A large 5.0 earthquake yesterday morning here at the North Pole of the world. Just so you know. Now, South America is also having earthquakes. 22 earthquakes here in northern Chile. 14 earthquakes here in central Chile here. 2 earthquakes here in Peru. 1 earthquake here in northern Peru here, a 4.6. That's pretty much normal too. It's either the coastline or over inland on the eastern side of the Andes Mountains here. USGS didn't show them, but doesn't mean they didn't happen. Does not mean it didn't happen. It did happen. Okay? Now, I want to go over here to Ecuador. Okay? Off the coast of Ecuador right here. We had a 4.3 small earthquake there, minor earthquake. I'm sorry, a moderate 4.3 earthquake here. Moderate 4.3 earthquake here off the coast of Ecuador. USGS not showing it. Of course. They're not going to do it. And over here, west of Bogota, Colombia, right here, in the mountainous region of Colombia, earthquakes are still hitting here. This is a 3.6 earthquake here. This is the 3.5 small earthquake here. This is a 4.42, a 4.42 moderate earthquake here. The ground is still shaking over here in Colombia. The ground is still shaking here in Colombia, guys. Every time the ground shakes, the rescuers and recovery people try to get out from underneath the rubble to save their own lives. Because every time an earthquake hits here, the buildings still fall. Rubble keeps crumbling down. There are victims of this earthquake that happened here yesterday morning, just after 7:30 in the morning, Colombia time. Rescuers are here from around the world. Even Venezuela sent rescuers here to Colombia to help these people. There are a lot of people that are here still alive. A lot of people are still alive here. They got lucky. They got lucky, guys. Very lucky. Now, the update from CNN is saying there are over 200 dead in Colombia and even more injured. Over 200 dead in Colombia and more injured. Rescuers are still not able to get to the epicenter of the earthquake yet. Okay? Rescuers and recovery people are not even getting close to the epicenter where this earthquake hit. That means people are still buried in the rubble. And the people that survived, All they have is what food they can gather from where they lived or anywhere else. The United Nations is warning food distribution will be crucial in the coming days, with the number of missing people still forecast to rise. The number of missing people here is still rising every day, today as well. This earthquake unalived over 200 people, and there's at least that many people been injured, and they don't have a count yet of people missing. Because again, they've not been able to get rescue and recovery people to even to the epicenter where this earthquake hit. Okay? They've yet to receive help from fellow survivors. Okay? The survivors are all over the internet, all over YouTube, telling their stories all over YouTube. I was going to show you some of that information, but I'm running low on time. Want to get over to the pneumatic fault because that's going to be our primary focus tonight. The pneumatic fault. Okay? Rescue workers and volunteers are still forming human chains to save the trapped people in Perea and Cali, Colombia. Okay? There's a video out on YouTube showing the rescue of a baby girl who was buried in the rubble. Okay? Made me want to cry. A baby girl pulled from rubble, separated from her mother and dad. Made me cry. That's how serious this is. That's how serious this is. Now, let's get out of the USGS map and let's talk about the pneumatic fault. Okay? This is important. Okay? What I'm going to show you tonight is more evidence that the pneumatic fault is ramping up. The pneumatic fault is ramping up. This is Bay Village, Arkansas, right alongside the fault. Right alongside the fault. Now, what you see here, the top black line here is 12 midnight last night on the left-hand side. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. 6 hours before we see any more than just a tremor. Why? Because USGS and the other agencies turn down the seismograph so they don't have to answer for anything that happens during the nighttime. All you see here before that is just tiny tremors off and on. What happens when they come back to work? They turn up the seismograph. It starts recording earthquakes here. Here in Bay Village, Arkansas, we started seeing tremors and minor 2.0 to 2.7 minor earthquakes. 2.0 to 2.7 minor earthquakes here in Bay Village, Arkansas. It doesn't stop though. This afternoon, the same thing. The same thing, guys. 2.0, 2.6 minor earthquakes, as well as a lot of tremors here in Bay Village, Arkansas. What I'm going to show you guys is important. Black Oak, Arkansas. Black Oak, Arkansas. Look at this. Lots of tremors here. The seismic energy is moving. The seismic energy is moving and affecting more and more people throughout Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Louisiana, Missouri, Oklahoma, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Seismic energy is moving, affecting more and more people every day. This is Catfish Pond, Arkansas today, this morning. Yes, sometime after 2:20 this morning, we had a 1.7, 1.8 tremor here. Lasts about 15 seconds. We did not see any real movement until much later. Much later, hours later. What happened here, guys? What happened? After 9:15 on the red line here, 9:15 is the red line on the left-hand side. You see 0900 on the black line. Just below that is the red line, 9:15. Over here on the right, 9:26 a.m. this morning, we had 1.4, 1.5, and 1.9 tremor here. Then, at 9:29 a.m. this morning, we had our first 2.2 minor earthquake. 2.2 minor earthquake. What happened after 10 a.m. this morning? 10 a.m. this morning. 10:07 a.m. this morning. 3.3 earthquake happened here. Catfish Pond, Arkansas. 2 minutes later, we had another 3.3 earthquake here. 3.3 small earthquake here. Catfish Pond, Arkansas. Then just about 11:03 this morning, more tremor activity happened. At 11:19 a.m. this morning, 2.6 earthquake there on the red line. 2.5 minutes later, another 2.8, 2.9 earthquake hit. Catfish Pond, Arkansas. What happened after that? Nothing. Nothing happened at Catfish Pond, Arkansas this afternoon. Tiny tremors. 1.1, 1.2 tremors. That's it. That's kind of normal. That's kind of normal. Let's go over to Dell, Arkansas. Look at this. Again, the top line here, we have tiny tremors here during the morning hours. That's it. And microquakes. That's all. Then after 8 a.m. this morning, we go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 minutes later. 8:08 a.m. this morning, just before 8:08 this morning, we had another 3.3 earthquake here. Dell, Arkansas. And then just about a minute later, we had a tremor. You notice it was 2 3.3 earthquakes here back to back within seconds of each other here. That's what happens. This is exactly what happens. Okay? Dell, Arkansas. But I want to move over just southeast from there to Hetachikoon, Arkansas. Hetachikoon, Arkansas, guys. Now, again, the top black line here is 12 midnight on the left-hand side. All you see are microquakes and tremors after that until later this morning. As soon as those seismologists come back to work, they turn up the machine again, and we start seeing tremors here. After about 8:40 this morning on the blue line here, We have a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. 8:38 this morning. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here. 9 a.m. this morning. 9:03, right before 9:03. We have a 2.6, 2.7, and a 2.8 earthquake after that. 9:02 a.m. At 9, I'm going to say, what is this? I'm sorry, let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9:07, 9:22 a.m. this morning on this red line. 9:22 a.m. this morning on the red line. 3.2 earthquake here. 3.2 earthquake here at Hatachikoon, Arkansas. And as you can see, we have more tremors here. A lot more tremors. At 10:45 in the morning, on the blue line above it, 10:30 to 10:49, we had tremors. 10:45, more tremors. 11 a.m. this morning. 11:03 a.m., we had a bunch of 3.3 earthquakes here, back to back. Bunch of 3.3 earthquakes back to back here. Then we go 1.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 4 minutes later. 4 minutes later. Okay. 3 minutes earlier, or 3 minutes after the first quake, we had some tremors. Minute and a half later, minor 2.2 earthquake. Then again, multiple back-to-back 3.3 earthquakes here. Hatachikoon, Arkansas this morning. They didn't stop. At 11:51 a.m. this morning on the green line here, right below that, there's another 3.4 small earthquake. This was a 3.4 small earthquake here in Hatachikoon, Arkansas. Hatachikoon, Arkansas. Okay? Let's show you some more. This is Hatachikoon, Arkansas this afternoon. Okay? Just after 12 noon on the left-hand side, we had tremors and minor earthquakes. Tremors and minor 2.0, 2.2 earthquakes. Then after 12:17 this afternoon, 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here on the red line. 2:17 this afternoon. Or I said not 12:17 this afternoon. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. And then more tremors, minor earthquakes here. Hatachikoon, Arkansas. Lepanto, Arkansas. Again, the top line at the top left-hand side is 12 midnight. Microquakes and tremors here. Those microquakes and tremors continued until later this morning. After 11 o'clock this morning. Right before 11:02 this morning, we had tremor activity. 1.2, 1.3 tremors. Then almost right before 11:18 this morning, we had another 3.3 earthquake here. Another 3.3 earthquake. Just over 2 minutes later, we had a 3.0 earthquake again. Okay? 11:20 this morning, we had a 3.0 earthquake here again. This is on the Pneumatic Fault. This is on the Pneumatic Fault. This is just one more town, Lepanto, Arkansas, We haven't seen tremors here or even earthquakes before now. Now we're seeing tremors and small earthquakes here in Lepanto, Arkansas. This is Little River, Arkansas, not too far from Little Rock. Tremors and minor earthquakes here, guys. Tremors and minor earthquakes happen here, Little River, Arkansas. Okay. Little River, Arkansas this afternoon. After 1:30 this afternoon, 2.3, 2.4 earthquake. Then tremors after that. We come down here to 2:31, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2:35 this afternoon, 2.3 earthquake. Then a 2.7 earthquake right immediately after that. And more tremors here. Little River, Arkansas. We go over to Manila, South Arkansas. Manila, South Arkansas. Again, the top line here on the left-hand side is 12 midnight. Tiny tremors. Come down to 9:48 9:49 a.m. this morning on the green line here. 3.2 earthquakes back to back here. 3.2 small earthquakes back to back here. Manila, South Arkansas. Then the next earthquake we see here is at 10:34 this morning. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake then. We see more tremors after that. Manila, South Arkansas this morning. Manila, South Arkansas this afternoon. More tremors. Then after 2 o'clock this afternoon, 2:09, 2:10 this afternoon, 2.5, 2.6 earthquake here. We go over to the right, we still have tremors here, all kinds of tremors here this afternoon. Manila, South Arkansas. Now let's go over here to Martree, Arkansas this morning. At midnight, we have just tremors. Between midnight, 1 a.m. this morning, just tremors. At approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1:06 this morning. 3.0 earthquakes back to back here. Then it degrades to be minor tremors or minor earthquakes again. Then right back up to 3.0 earthquakes. Back down to minor earthquakes, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. And right back up to 3.0 earthquakes again. Then we have what they call a secondary wave. The secondary wave after the primary earthquake is hit. Secondary wave. The secondary wave lasts 1, 2, 3 minutes. As I said before, we have 3 primary waves. 3.2, 3.0 earthquakes here. Verified by the secondary wave. The length of the secondary wave will verify how strong these earthquakes were, how strong the primary waves were. After that, you see a bunch of tremors here. All kinds of tremors. Guess what happens? We go to about 6:11 this morning, and we have a bunch of minor earthquakes here. 2.0, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes. Then they died down to tremors again. Then at 8 a.m. this morning on the black line here, more tremors. We come over here to about 8:07 a.m. this morning. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake, minor earthquake. A minute and a half later, another 2.6, 2.7 minor earthquake. And more tremors here. Then we come over to here to 9:30 this morning on the blue line. More tremors until we get over here to 9:41 a.m. this morning. All of a sudden it ramps up. All of a sudden it ramps up. Tremors, minor earthquakes. Then at 1:43 this morning, we have more 3.3 earthquakes here. Part of that earthquake, blue lines here, are covered by earthquakes after the earthquake hit, after 10 a.m. this morning on the black line. Okay. 9:42, 9:43 this morning. Tremors and minor earthquakes building up to 3.3 earthquakes here. These earthquakes continued until after 9:45 this morning. They become just tremors after that. What happens after that? 10 a.m. this morning, 1.0, 1.1 tremors. Those tremors last until about 1:06 or 10:06 this morning. 1.3, 1.4. Minute and a half later, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. 2.0, 2.2 earthquakes. Within about a minute, 2.6, 2.7. About a minute later, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Multiple 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes back to back. Nothing at the 10:15 red line. On the blue line following that, 10:30. We started 10:30 off by having tremors. About 10:33 this morning, those tremors began to be 1.8, 1.9, 2.0, 2.8, 2.9, 3.0 earthquakes. Back to back for about a minute and a half. Then all of a sudden we had tremors again, tiny tremors. Then nothing happens at 10:45. Nothing happens at 11 o'clock in the morning. Next earthquake sequence starts at 11:14 a.m. this morning on the far right-hand side. 11:14 we have tremors. 11:15 over on the left-hand side on the red line. The tremors build up within about 30, 40 seconds. And then we start with the 2.5, 2.6 earthquakes, minor earthquakes. Build up to 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. And right after that, we have 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes happen after that for about 2 minutes. Then it drops down to tremors again and completely cuts off. Okay? Mark Tree, Arkansas. This is normal for Mark Tree, Arkansas. In fact, we've usually had more small earthquakes than this. Usually we have anywhere from 6 to 10 small earthquakes every day every morning at Marktree, Arkansas. Let's look at Marktree, Arkansas this afternoon. Earthquakes continue here. Earthquakes continue here as well. Hold on a second. Okay, let's fix that. Hold on again a second, guys. Right here. At 12 noon, on the top left-hand side, is 12 noon. The first seismic energy we have here is at about 1:18, 1:19 this afternoon. Tremors building up to minor earthquakes, 2.2 earthquakes. Then 1:30, tremor activity. 1:45, tiny tremors building up to 1.2, 1.5, 1.6 tremors, then dies off. 2 o'clock this afternoon, on the black line, nothing but tiny tremors. We can't see behind the blue line on the right-hand side. That's an earthquake that happened this afternoon at approximately 12:43 this afternoon, 2:43 this afternoon. Starts off with 2.0 earthquakes, building up to 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes here on the blue line. That seismic energy continued, guys. 2:43, 2:44. Came over to the right-hand side at 2:45. Okay, 2.9, 3.0 earthquakes here at 2:45. Then right before 2:46, it starts dying down. Then it becomes tremors after that. Okay, again, usually we see more earthquakes than this. A lot more earthquakes, even 3.0, 4.0 earthquakes here at Marktree, Arkansas in the morning and in the afternoon. Yes, it's normal activity here, but we usually see more. Okay. Now, I want to take you over to Ozark Folk Center, North Central Arkansas. Ozark Folk Center, usually we have a lot of earthquakes here at Ozark Folk Center. This is this afternoon. Usually in the morning, we have 4 to 5 3.0 earthquakes, but we have none this morning at all. None this morning at all. I don't think they even turned up the seismograph itself to show us any earthquakes. They did not turn up the seismograph until this afternoon. Okay, this morning showed nothing at all. Not tremors, not microquakes, not anything. Here this afternoon. Okay, 3:34 this afternoon. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes here. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes. Multiple earthquakes here, guys, not just one or two. Multiple earthquakes. Okay. Ozark Folk Center, Arkansas. That's not normal. Even in the afternoon, we have at least two or three small 3.0 earthquakes here. Okay. I think they have been erasing data or deleting data. That's my personal opinion. Okay. Let's go south of Marktree, Arkansas to Truman, Arkansas. Okay? This is Truman, Arkansas here. Usually we see almost the same thing occurring at Truman, Arkansas as we had at Mark Tree. This is not normal here. Yes, we are seeing some tremors, lots of tremors. And this morning, just after 2:20 this morning, these long-term tremors became 2.0, 2.1 minor earthquakes. Then they dissolved back down into tremors again. Long duration tremors turning into 2.0 minor earthquakes. Okay? Then you see a lot of tremor activity all over here. Our first full-blown earthquakes occur later this morning. Later this morning, guys. I kid you not. Okay? This is almost unbelievable. Okay? On this cytogram after 9:15, we don't see anything but tremors until about 9:22, 9:23 this morning. Then we have 1.8, 1.9 tremors. Then we have 1.5, 1.7 tremors. All of a sudden, it begins to be a 2.5 minor earthquake. It keeps going up until it gets to be a 3.0 earthquake again. Multiple back-to-back 3.0 earthquakes here. That goes back down to 2.8, 2.9. Drops down to minor earthquake, so maybe 2.0. Back up to 2.8, 2.9. Back down to nearly tremors, 2.0 earthquake. Back up to about 2.5, 2.6. And tremors again. The tremors continue after 9:30 this morning on the left side of the blue line. After that, the tremors become very nil. 1.0, 1.1 tremors here. Then things start wrapping up again. Things start wrapping up after 9:45 on the green line here. See a bunch of minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9 earthquakes here. Actually, not even 2.9, 2.4, 2.5, 2.7 earthquakes, that's about it. At 10 a.m., okay, the tremors continue all down the 245 line to 259, or 1059, 959, sorry, 959. At 10 a.m., okay, we're still having 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes. Then at 10:01 a.m., this was a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. 10:01 a.m. After that, we dissolved back down to some very small tremors, and then dies off. Then it builds up again at 10:15 on the red line. But here it's just tremors here. It tremors the rest of the morning. Truman, Arkansas. Interesting but no cigar. Truman, Arkansas this afternoon, the same thing here. All we have here are tremors until we get over here after 1:56, 1:57 this afternoon. We see 3.0, 3.1 earthquakes here back to back. All kinds of minor earthquakes here. 2.9, 3.0 earthquakes here back to back. Drops back down to 2.5, 2.6 earthquakes. It goes back down to tremors after that. That's not normal either for Truman, Arkansas. Okay? Up until a year and a half ago, Truman, Arkansas would see minor earthquakes all over the place all day long. 2.0, 2.9 minor earthquakes. And then 2 years ago, it was 3.0 earthquakes. Then we had minor earthquakes at 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here at Truman, Arkansas. This is not normal. This is very much abnormal. Okay? We drop down to Twist, Arkansas. Twist, Arkansas, we don't see any activity until later this morning. Again, the seismologists have to come to work, turn up the seismograph, so we'll actually see activity on the seismograph. All we are seeing here at Twist, Arkansas are tremors. Lots of tremors. Now, guys, I don't think it's necessarily the seismograph's fault. I think what has happened here is that the seismologist turned down the seismograph so it's not reporting active earthquakes. Only let us see tremors here. Tyrons, Arkansas, here for the south. Southeastern Arkansas. Again, here, we're not seeing any activity until the seismologists come back to work in the morning. It's getting to be a normal fare for this. 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we have tremors. 7 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden the tremors become to be minor earthquakes. 6:30 this morning, 2.6, 2.7 earthquake on the blue line. 7:30 this morning, 7:32, 2.9, 3.0 earthquake on the blue line. On the green line after that, 2.9, 3.0 earthquake again. Okay? That's 9:19 a.m. this morning. Okay? 10 a.m., 10:19 this morning. 3.0 earthquake again. 10:30. This time 10:35 this morning on the blue line. 3.0 earthquake, then 2.5, 2.6 after that, and dissolved back down to tremors again. On the next green line over here on the right-hand side, 9:56 a.m. this morning. 3.3, 3.5 earthquake this morning. 9:56 this morning. Actually, yeah, 9:56 this morning. 10:15. 10:16 this morning on the red line on the left-hand side. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. Prior to that, we had some tremors and minor earthquakes. 2.6, 2.7. Then all of a sudden, 2.9, 3.0. 10:30. Converted 10:33. Another 3.0 earthquake back to back. Back-to-back 3.0 earthquakes. If you lived here in Tyrons, Arkansas, you felt the ground move. You felt your floors moving in your home. That's what happened this morning. Okay? Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Louisiana, everywhere moving. Mississippi moving. Guys, let's take a look at Decatur, Illinois. Decatur, Illinois. Look at this, guys. Again, back to back, side to side, top to bottom earthquakes all day long, all morning long, from midnight on down through this morning. Some of these began to be more than just tremors, minor earthquakes. Yes, we have some small 3-point earthquakes all over this seismogram, all over the seismogram, morning till night, morning till this afternoon at least. All this morning you see minor earthquakes and small earthquakes here. Minor small earthquakes. 2.4, 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3-point earthquakes here. Decatur, Illinois. This has been going on now for almost 3 months. Almost 3 months here in Decatur, Illinois. Ongoing. Ongoing, guys. Ongoing. Decatur, Illinois this afternoon, the same thing. The very same thing, guys. Minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.9, 3.0, 3.2, 3.3 earthquakes here this afternoon. Okay? Again, the new Madrid fault is shaking from the south to the north. From Louisiana on the south, from DeRidder, Louisiana south, all the way up here into Decatur, Illinois. Let me show you Indiana next. We go east into Indiana now. Guess what? Guess what, guys? Actually, before we go there, let's go over and show you McClure, Illinois. McClure, Illinois this morning. Look at this. The entire state is starting to shake here in Illinois. Okay? I've told you before that the new Madrid fault stretches from the Gulf of America all the way up here into northern Illinois. Okay? 900 miles here. 900 miles to the Great Lakes. Okay? Here in McClure, Illinois, we're seeing some minor earthquakes and tremors early this morning. Then after that, those tremors become minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes determine themselves to be 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes here this morning here in McClure, Illinois. It didn't stop. It did not stop. This is McClure, Illinois this afternoon. The same thing here, guys. Minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.9. Yes, we had some 3.3 earthquakes here in McClure, Illinois this afternoon. Okay? 345, 346, 349, 3.3 earthquakes here this afternoon. Okay? Let's go over to Indiana now. Okay? Let's look at Bloomington, Indiana, guys. Okay? For so long, the agencies were turning off the seismogram. We didn't have any idea what was going on here in Indiana. They used to keep several of the seismographs operational in Indiana. They turned them off until today. This is Bloomington, Indiana this morning. Bloomington, Indiana this morning. They're at least showing us tremors here. Bloomington, Indiana this afternoon. They're starting to show us tremors here. Guys, I believe we've also had some minor earthquakes as well, but the agency has deleted them. I believe the agency's deleted them here. Okay? Don't leave here, guys. I'm not done. I'm not done. Evansville, Indiana, guys. 4 months this year. 4 months this year, at the beginning of this year, they shut down the seismograph in Evansville, Indiana. They shut it down. Had no data at all. Prior to them shutting it down, we had some minor earthquakes and tremors. That's all. Minor earthquakes and tremors. That's exactly what we're seeing today. Minor earthquakes and tremors here in Evansville, Indiana this morning. Prior to that, all we see were tremors here. Tiny tremors, because again, the agency turns down the seismograph at night, does not allow it to show everything that's going on. And if there was a major earthquake sometime during the night, we might see only tremors, an increased tremor activity, or maybe even a minor earthquake. There should have been a full-blown 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5.0 earthquake here in Evansville, Indiana. This is this morning here. Okay? Evansville, Indiana this morning. This happens to be at the college there, at the university there. At the university. I'm not done. Well, this, guys, Evansville, Indiana this afternoon. Here you're actually seeing some minor earthquakes here this afternoon. After 1:30 this afternoon, about 1:40 this afternoon. 1:40 this afternoon. Guys, we had a 2.4, 2.5 earthquake here. Then it turns after that. Okay? Evansville, Indiana this afternoon. Okay? I feel quite fortunate to be allowed to show you that because they turned it off. They turned everything off. New Harmony, Indiana. They shut this seismograph off as well. Today it came back up. New Harmony, Indiana, we're seeing tremors here. Only tremors. Before they shut the seismograph up here, we're not just tremors, we were seeing minor earthquakes as well. But at least we're seeing something here. Guys, seismic energy does not die just because the agencies shut off the seismograph. Seismic energy continues, guys. It'll continue till it pops as somebody gets hurt. Then all of a sudden, the agencies have to answer for their mistakes. Why did you turn down the seismograph? Why were you not reporting these earthquakes? That is exactly my question to all of them right now. That should be our question today. Today, next week, and next year, when the major earthquakes hits here on the New Madrid fault, we need to ask them, why did you not show the actual earthquakes that are happening here on the fault? Because we're showing you earthquakes here. And USGS, not one earthquake is mentioned at all on the USGS map. Nothing. Nothing in Missouri, Nothing in Indiana, nothing in Illinois, nothing in Arkansas, nothing in Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, nothing at all. Okay? I've had to go digging for this information, guys. There are several million people live here along the Nomad Fault, from the Gulf of America north into Illinois. Several million people here, guys. USGS estimates that over 1,800 people will be unalive when this earthquake opens up. They believe there's only going to be 1,800 people who will die as a result of this earthquake opening up. I think that number is very small. Very small. Number one, this is going to be a major earthquake. Major earthquake. The last time the Nomad Fault opened up, hardly any people lived here. Maybe 20, 30 people lived here. They lived in cabins. The earth shook so violently, those cabins and buildings were destroyed. They had to rebuild. The tremors, minor earthquakes kept happening for some time, several months. Minor earthquakes and tremors still happen years later. Then things calmed down to tremors only, and then nobody felt anything. Guys, it's picking up. It's been picking up for 3 years now. 3 long years of earthquake activity here. 3 years ago, you'd ask me, Ron, what's going on the Nomad Fault? I'd tell you nothing. Only tremors. Only tremors. 1.0, 1.5, maybe a 1.7 tremor, that's it. 2 years ago, we started reporting minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. A year ago, those earthquakes began to be 3.0, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7 earthquakes, small earthquakes. Then this year, we had our first 4.5, 4.7 earthquake, moderate earthquake, on the Nomad Fault in southern Missouri. I'm telling you guys, seismic energy is ramping up here. Seismic energy is ramping up. Missouri is popping. Illinois is popping. Memphis, Arkansas today, this morning, between Little Rock, Arkansas and Memphis, Tennessee. This is Memphis, Arkansas. Yes, guys, you are seeing tremors here from top to bottom, side to side, from midnight until 12 noon today. You also see a bunch of minor earthquakes here as well. 2.4, 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9 this morning. This morning, guys, you see it here. It's clear. This is clear. We've never had this kind of earthquake coverage in the past in Memphis, Arkansas. Never. Never had it. We do now. Memphis, Arkansas this afternoon. The same thing. Tremors and minor earthquakes here. Memphis, Arkansas. I'm not kidding you guys. I don't kid about this. I don't kid about this at all. I take no glory in reporting earthquakes. I take no glory in reporting earthquakes. because what earthquakes we have here now are going to turn into insane earthquakes that are going to injure and unalive people. I take no glory in doing this. The only glory I want to get is for saving lives. When the big earthquake happens, I want to be known as the person that talked about these earthquakes on YouTube and or Rumble, because I am the only person that's been doing it. Nobody else has. Nobody else will, I believe. I don't believe anybody else is going to show what I'm showing you. Nobody. These are seismograms coming from the agencies. From the agencies, guys. This is no joke. I kid you not. This Braggadocio, Missouri here. Just after 10:01 a.m., 2.6, 2.7 earthquake this morning. Before, after that, tremor activity, tiny, tiny tremors. What happened after that? Barkus Cemetery. Barkus Cemetery, Missouri. Again, the agency turns down the seismograph at night. They come back in the morning, they turn it back up. That's when we start seeing earthquakes again. 3 years ago, we used to let the seismograph run all day and all night. I could show you tremors and minor earthquakes that happen from midnight all morning long. From midnight till all morning long. About a year ago, they started limiting the operation of the seismograph. They started turning it off late at night and keeping it off until early in the morning. That's what we see happening now. Okay? We don't see much of anything before 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Then we have tremors here. Okay? After 9 a.m. this morning, we have some minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes. 10:47 this morning. Actually, I'm sorry, 9:47 this morning on the green line. That's a 2.9 3.0 earthquake. 2.9 3.0 earthquake here. Barkus Cemetery. Guys, we used to see anywhere from 10 to 15 minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.7 every day. We don't even see that now. That's because the agency's been deleting earthquakes. They've been turning down the seismograph so it doesn't show any earthquakes on the seismograph. That's what they've done here. Barkus Cemetery this afternoon. Okay, again, this afternoon, starting at 12:32 this afternoon, minor earthquakes. 2.6, 2.7 minor earthquakes. After that, I don't think we got past a 2.0 minor earthquake here. They turned the seismograph down so it's not recording accurately the size of the earthquakes, and at night they turn it off. They turn it off or so far down where it doesn't record much of anything. Barkus Cemetery, like I said, showed 10 of 15 2.0, 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes every morning. In the afternoon, we see 5, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, not anymore. They're hiding data. The pneumatic fault is moving. That's moving in a big way, as I've already showed you, up and down the entire fault line. Up and down the entire fault line from Illinois all the way down to Mississippi. Unreal, guys. Unreal. Let me show you a place called Gobbler, Missouri. Gobbler, Missouri, right here. Okay? Gobbler, Missouri is just southeast or southwest of Braggadocio, Missouri. Over on the right-hand side, you see the Mississippi River, which is a pneumatic fault. Here in Gobbler, Missouri today. Gobbler, Missouri today. This morning, guys. This morning. Guess what we're going to show you? Nothing happened after midnight. Look at that. Tiny microquakes here. Tiny microquakes. At 2 o'clock in the morning. 2:01 this morning. 3.3 earthquake here. 3.3 earthquake here. Then we come across here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes later. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. At 2:56 a.m. this morning. 3.3 earthquake. Gobbler, Missouri. The next earthquake we see is after 9 a.m. here. After 9 a.m. on the black line. This time, guys, this 9:10 a.m. this morning, a 3.4 earthquake. 3.4 earthquake here in Gobbler, Missouri. On the next line is a red line. At 9:16 this morning, 3.5 earthquake. 3.5 earthquake this morning. Gobbler, Missouri. I kid you not. And after that, we had some tremors and minor earthquakes, 2.0 earthquakes. On the next blue line, which is 9:30. 9:32 this morning, we have a 2.6 earthquake. Come across to the right, guess what? What do we have, guys? 9:40 this morning, a 3.5 earthquake again. 3.5 earthquake, guys. As I said before, we're having more and more earthquakes. And these earthquakes are getting larger. They are getting larger. 9:45 this morning, we had tremors, minor earthquakes again. 10:02, 10:03 this morning, tremor activity. Tremor activity, guys. Over here in the black line on the right-hand side, 10:12 this morning, right before 12 or 10:13. Right before 10:13. 3.4 earthquake here. Another 3.4 earthquake here. I'm not joking, guys. I don't joke about this. Then right before 10:16, 3.2 earthquake here. Then minor earthquakes and tremors again till we get over here to 11:19 a.m. this morning. 3.0 earthquake again. Tremors building up to minor earthquakes, then tremors building into 3.0 earthquake, small earthquake. On the next blue and green lines here, we have tremor activity building up to 2.4, 2.5 minor earthquakes. That's it. That's it, guys. Governor of Missouri before now didn't have anything going on. The seismogram was dead. Nothing happened at all. Now we're seeing some minor earthquakes and minor tremors here, and small earthquakes as well. How about that for a city, a town that had nothing? Town, city that had nothing. Okay. As I have stated before, earthquakes are happening more and more and more happening in various other places besides the normal towns and cities where they've been happening. It's all over the place, guys. It's all over the place. I kid you not. I kid you not. You better be on lookout, guys. You need to put out this information to everybody you know, your family members, your extended family that might live on this very fault, that might just live on this very fault, guys. Call your friends who live here. Tell them they need to prepare for what's happening. Tell them about this program. Show them the program, guys. Show them what I'm showing you now. We are trying to save lives here. We're trying our darndest to save lives here. Okay? This is important. On the eastern side of Tennessee, Morganton, Tennessee, University of Tennessee and Morganton, Tennessee here. Look what I'm showing you now. Again, nothing after midnight until later this morning. They turn up the seismogram, guess what we have? Minor earthquakes here. Minor earthquakes. This normal here. This is on the eastern Tennessee seismic zone. This is in the eastern Tennessee seismic zone on the Eastern Continental Divide. Eastern Continental Divide, guys. I kid you not. Morganton, Tennessee is moving. It's moving, guys. This is what happened here in Morganton, Tennessee this afternoon. Yes, this morning we had tremors, minor earthquakes. Here this afternoon in Morganton, Tennessee, we have at least one 3.2 earthquake. One 3.2 earthquake, and the rest of these are minor earthquakes. Morganton, Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee seismic zone. I'm not quite done yet. I want to show you Millsfield, Tennessee. Millsfield, Tennessee here. This is on the east, this is on the western Tennessee border area. With what? Western Tennessee border area with the New Madrid Fault. Millsfield, Tennessee. This new today. Before today, they didn't see tremors. They didn't even see minor earthquakes. Quiet. Today here in Millsfield, Tennessee. This morning, guys, 9:45 this morning, 3.2 earthquake here this morning. 9:45 this morning, 3.2 earthquake. The seismic energy didn't stop. It went up and down to minor earthquakes, back up to 3.0 earthquakes, back down to minor earthquakes and tremors. Before 9:59, it went back up to 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. At 10 a.m. this morning, on the black line on the left-hand side. This is a 3.0 earthquake this morning. 3.0 earthquake this morning. Then back down to tremors, back up to 2.8, 2.9, back down to tremors and minor earthquakes for the next 7 minutes. For the next 7 minutes, guys. Millsfield Road, Tennessee. Millsfield Road, Tennessee, guys. I think I have a map. Hold on. Right here. Right here. Millsfield is near Dyersburg County. Dyersburg County. We're already seeing tremors, minor earthquakes here, guys, and 3.0 earthquakes here in Dyersburg County. Millsfield, Tennessee here. This is over here about 25 miles east of the New Madrid Fault. If we're having this kind of activity 25 miles away, that tells you another story here. That tells you another story here. Let's go back down to, actually, before we go back to the Eastern Tennessee Seismic Zone, I want to go over here and show you Tiptonville, Tennessee. Tiptonville, Tennessee, guys. Right here. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Tremors and minor earthquakes this afternoon. This morning they showed nothing. They didn't show squat here at Tiptonville, Tennessee this morning. What I think they did, they deleted all the information. Because you cannot possibly have this kind of information in the morning, not have something in the afternoon. They had plenty of information this afternoon, nothing this morning at all. Okay? I'm going to show you something else as well. Ridgely, Tennessee. This is over on the eastern side or the western side of Tennessee, literally right next to the New Madrid Fault. Ridgely, Tennessee this morning with this. Starts off with tremors, but by 10:53 this afternoon, all right, not this afternoon, 10:53 this morning, we have some 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes. And minor tremors after that and before that. Ridgely, Tennessee. Yet on the new matter fault map, on the U.S. map, nothing is shown in Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, or Louisiana, or nothing in Oklahoma, Illinois, Indiana, or Ohio. I've shown you those states before already today. I'm showing you that now. This is happening now, today. Guys, what I'm telling you now, we are getting closer and closer and closer to a 7.5, 8.0 earthquake here on the new matter fault. I'm not telling you it's going to be tomorrow. I'm not telling you it's going to be next week. But it could be later this year. It could be next year, but I don't think it's going to be much past that. We're going to start seeing larger earthquakes here, 5.0, 6.0, strong earthquakes. Then you're going to see a 7.0. Then you're going to see an 8.0 earthquake here. Just like happened in 1811. Exactly like happened in 1811. In November 1811, they had tremors, minor earthquakes. December 1811, they started seeing 6.5, 7.5 earthquakes. By the end of December 2011, they'd already seen 8.0 earthquakes. That seismic energy continued into March. Into March, guys. This is a true story. This is a true story, and it's happening right now. We're building up energy here on the new matter fault. It's happening. It's happening, guys. No one can deny it any longer. It's ongoing. Tiptonville, Tennessee today, this morning. Look at this. Tremors after midnight until about 6 o'clock this morning. What happened after 7:45 this morning? 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes happened after 7:45, 7:50 this morning. 7:02 this morning. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. 5 minutes later. 5 minutes later, guys, a sequence of 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes hit at 8:05 to 8:07. 8:05 to 8:07. The top and the bottom of the sequence was cut off, as you can see here. The top and the bottom of the sequence was cut off. 3.5 earthquakes here, guys, this morning here in Tiptonville, Tennessee, on the new matter fault, on the eastern side of the fault. Look what happened the rest of the day, rest of the morning. Tremors and minor earthquakes. At 11:05 this morning, another 3.2 earthquake hit again. 11:35 this morning, another 3.0 earthquake hit here. Multiple earthquakes back to back. Tiptonville, Tennessee. I'm not kidding here. I don't kid about this. People's lives hang in balance here. People's lives hang in the balance. This is what happened here in Tiptonville, Tennessee this afternoon. Starting off at 12:03 this afternoon with a 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. 12:20 this afternoon, a 3.0 earthquake hit again. And then more tremors, more minor earthquakes. 2:20 this afternoon, another 3.0 earthquake. 2:23 this afternoon. Actually, I think it was 2:24 this afternoon. Another 3.0 earthquake. 2 minutes later, another 3.0 earthquake. 2:33 this afternoon on the blue line. More 3.2, 3.3 earthquakes hit. 6 or 7 minutes later, more 3.0 earthquakes hit again and again and again, back to back, over and over. At 3 p.m. on the next black line, you see more tremors. At 3:15 on the red line, you see more tremors here. 3:30 on the blue line, you see more tremors, minor earthquakes. 3:45, you see tremors and minor earthquakes here. 3:57 on the green line here on the right-hand side. 2.6, 2.7 minor earthquakes here. Tiptonville, Tennessee this afternoon. This is on the eastern side of the New Matter Fault. I'm not joking. I don't joke about people going to lose their lives. I don't joke about people going to lose their lives here. We're on the air here now to put out the warning voice of what's going to happen. I'm not joking around about this. I am very, very serious here. I'm very, very serious. Okay? I've told you about the East Tennessee seismic zone. Morganton, Tennessee is not the only place. If you go back and look up Hopper, Tennessee, Hopper, tremors and minor earthquakes there. Morning and afternoon. Miston, Tennessee, Miston, Tennessee. Tremors all day long until late this morning. Then we start having some minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.5, 2.7. Miston, Tennessee this afternoon. 2.5 to 2.8 minor earthquakes on the East Tennessee seismic zone, which is the southern end of the Eastern Continental Divide. The southern end of the East Continental Divide. As I have told you, these earthquakes are continuing. These earthquakes are continuing, guys. I don't joke around about this. I'm serious. I'm deadly serious about this. Let's go over to East Coast here. East Coast. As I told you before about the East Coast, again, this is very serious about this. I'm not kidding. The Mid-Atlantic Fault is expanding like this. It's expanding from the center. It's pushing Europe and Africa in an easterly direction. While at the same time it's pushing South America, Mexico, the North American plate, the US, Canada, and Greenland in a southwesterly direction. I'm not joking here, guys. I am being very serious about what I'm talking about here. You need to understand this. This is Montrose, Georgia. Montrose, Georgia here, guys. The southeastern side of the United States, Montrose, Georgia. This is Montrose, Georgia this afternoon. Tremors building up to minor earthquakes. 1.8, 1.9, 2.0 earthquakes here in Montrose, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia, this morning. Tremors of minor earthquakes here. Going upwards of 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes here this morning. This afternoon here in Savannah, Georgia, all we are seeing here are tremors here on the southern east coast. How about South Carolina? Georgetown, South Carolina is this. Look at this. As with all the other seismic that you need tonight, nothing happens between midnight and 6 or 7 a.m. until the seismologists come back to work. Then they turn up the machines, and all of a sudden we see earthquakes. And yes, indeed, tremors. Tremors here. Here in Georgetown, South Carolina, we see 2.5, 2.6 tremors, or 2.6 earthquakes here. Lots of tremors, 1.0, 1.5, 1.8, 1.9 tremors. But we're also seeing 2.5, 2.6, even 2.7 minor earthquakes here in Georgetown, South Carolina this morning. This morning, guys. This afternoon, right here. This afternoon at 12 noon, between 12 and 12:15, all we saw here were tremors. Then at 12:17 this afternoon, 2.9, 3.0 earthquake rips up here. Georgetown, South Carolina, 12:17 p.m. this afternoon. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake. Then 4:50 this afternoon on the green line. Georgetown, South Carolina, 3.2 earthquake this afternoon. Georgetown, South Carolina, 3.2 small earthquake this afternoon. As a result, all these earthquakes on the East Coast are a result of the mid-Atlantic fault expanding like this, putting pressure on the East Coast of the United States. Putting pressure on the East Coast of the United States, guys. That's what we're seeing here. Let's show you North Carolina now. Actually, no. Let's show you Sumter, South Carolina as well. Sumter, South Carolina looks like this now. Now, guys, before 2 months ago, prior to 2 months ago, all we would see here in Sumter, South Carolina is an occasional tremor and occasionally minor earthquake. Not so anymore. Look at this. This morning, all day long, from top to bottom, from midnight on. Minor earthquakes, tremors, minor earthquakes. Tremors starting out 1.0, 1.9. Minor earthquakes between 2.0 to 2.9 earthquakes, or minor earthquakes. Then near here at approximately, let me enlarge this here for you. On the green line here, after 7:49 a.m. this morning on the green line, 3.0 earthquake here in Sumter, South Carolina. 3.0 earthquake here, guys. And as you can see, there are several 3.0 earthquakes here. I count 1, 2, 3 on that same blue line. On the next red line, 6:15, 6:20. 6:15 on the left-hand side, 6:20 over here. Another 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. 2.5 minutes later, another 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. Then at 7:45 on the green line, we go over to the right to 7:49, 7:50 on the green line. 3.0 earthquake again. I'm not joking here, guys. I'm not joking. I'm deadly serious, guys. Sumter, South Carolina, Logo, South Carolina, that's what's happening here. That's what we're seeing here in South Carolina. Not a joke anymore. Not a joke at all. Then on the bottom green line here, on the right hand, towards the center right here. Okay? 7:54 this morning. I'm sorry, not 11:54 this morning on the green line here. Another 3.0 earthquake here. Another 3.0 earthquake here. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. We went from having tremors and minor earthquakes here, tremors 1.0, 1.9, minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.9, and now we are seeing small earthquakes here on the East Coast, north of South Carolina, Sumter and Logop, South Carolina, right here. That was this morning. Sumter, Logop, South Carolina this afternoon. Look at this. The same thing going on this afternoon. Minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.5. Yes, today, guys, multiple 3.0 earthquakes this afternoon. 4:40 this afternoon. Actually, 4:44 this afternoon. No, it's 4:40. I'm sorry, 4:40 on the blue line. Multiple 3.0 earthquakes there. You can see it. Multiple back-to-back 3.0 earthquakes here. Then on the green line on the far right-hand side, 3.0, 3.1 earthquakes here. That continues after 5 p.m. this afternoon. 5:02 this afternoon. Another 3.0 earthquake here. I'm not kidding. North Carolina next. Watch this. Rolling North Carolina here this morning. Again, the seismologists are hiding the information because they don't want anybody to know what's going on when they're not at the office. Later this morning, we had some minor earthquakes, don't we? Then at 11:31 this morning, 11:31 this morning, 2.7 earthquake. Tremors building up to 2.7 earthquake, dropping back down to tremors, then back up to possible 1.9, 2.0 earthquake. Going over here to the right, more tremors. Dropping down to 11:45 on the left-hand side, just tiny tremors till we get over here to 11:56 a.m. this morning. All of a sudden, we have tiny tremors building up to minor earthquakes. Then a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake hit here this morning. 11:56 this morning. Roland, South Carolina. On the southeast side of North Carolina. Southeast side of North Carolina, guys. Roland, North Carolina. Guys, we've had multiple 3.0 earthquakes here in North Carolina before. They happen. They happen all the time. Here in Roper, North Carolina. This time we're up on the northeast side of North Carolina here. Roper, North Carolina this morning. 11 a.m. on the left-hand side. Prior to 11 a.m., we had some tremors and minor earthquakes. But at 11:08 this morning, we had a 3.3, 3.5 earthquake here. Roper, North Carolina this morning. Then tremors after that until 11:59 a.m. this morning. Then another 3.0, 3.3 earthquake hit Roper, North Carolina. Guess what? This is Roper, North Carolina this afternoon. The seismic energy carried over here to 12 noon. 3.0 small earthquake here at 12 noon. After that, it dropped off to just tiny tremors. That's all. That's all. Even where I live, guys, even where I live, guys. Dog Stamp, North Carolina is just east of Morganton. Dog Stamp, North Carolina is mountainside east of Morganton. All we had here were tremors here. Just tiny tremors. All you could see was the water jiggling in my water bottle. All you could see here this morning was water jiggling in my water bottle. Dog Stamp, North Carolina this afternoon. This afternoon we had a bunch of tremors here. But after 2:05, actually 2:04 this afternoon, a 2.2 minor earthquake hit. Not felt. I was up here in my office this afternoon, just about 2 p.m., and water in my water bottle started moving. Water started jiggling like this. Minor earthquake here in Morganton, North Carolina. Dog Stamp Mountain. Dog Stamp Mountain. To the west side of Morganton, there's a mountain called Grandfather Mountain. All we had here at Grandfather Mountain were tiny tremors, 1.0, 1.1 tremors, that's it. But here at Dog Stamp, we had a 2.0 earthquake here. This does happen. This does happen, guys. The place is moving. Accomack, Virginia, tremor activity. Tremor activity, nothing more. all day long. Mineral, Virginia. Mineral, Virginia has seen tremors and minor earthquakes here. Tremors and minor earthquakes. After 6 or 7 this morning, we had a 2.7 earthquake. Mineral, Virginia. After 10:10 this morning, Mineral, Virginia, 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. 2 minutes later, Mineral, Virginia had a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. After 11:01 this morning, Mineral, Virginia had a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. And a minute and a half later, a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake hit Mineral, Virginia. Again, the mid-Atlantic fault is causing this. The mid-Atlantic fault is causing this, guys. I did not have time to put Pennsylvania up here. I could have put the rest of Virginia up here. I could have put Washington, D.C. up here. I could have put Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Earthquakes were here. Tremors, minor earthquakes up and down the entire coastline. Up and down the entire coastline. These tremors and earthquakes are also happening, guys, up in Nova Scotia, Canada, New Brunswick, Canada, Quebec, Canada. I've shown you those earthquakes in the past. They're happening today. They happen every day without fail. They happen every day without fail. The guys, what I'm telling you is this. Everybody needs to get their acts together. Everyone needs to get their acts together because it's going to happen to you. Many of us, even me, live here on the eastern side of the United States. Many of you live on the New Madrid Fault. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the western United States, including California. Thursday we're going to be talking about the Pacific Northwest. And anything else that happens between now and then. I want you to get it through your skulls. I want you to get it in your minds. Earthquakes are going to happen. They're going to happen very soon. These earthquakes are going to happen. They're going to happen to you. They're going to happen to me. We need to be prepared. We need to be prepared. A couple of minutes ago, we had 32, 33 people watching our program. Now it's dropped down to 27. Guys, we need to be prepared. I'm going to Colossians now in the New Testament. I'm going to give you words from the good book. In Colossians chapter 3, starting verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. Husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well-pleasing unto the Lord. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they become discouraged. We have too much of this across the board, all around the world and here in the United States as well. Fathers, mothers, don't provoke your children to anger. Teach them principles. Teach them the commandments of God and principles of the gospel of Jesus Christ, so they will know how to act and how to serve God. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh. That means us and our bosses, us and our managers. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God, giving our best effort for the money we earn each day. Continuing here in verse 23, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord, and not unto men. Don't show off anybody. Don't show off anybody. Do it for the Lord, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye shall serve the Lord Christ. If we obey the commandments and serve God, He's given us a promise here. He gives us commandments with promise. It's a two-way street. He gives us His commandments, and when we obey the commandments, He gives us a covenant. He will bless us. He will bless us, bless our lives, and bless the lives of our families. We need to start doing that right now, immediately. Immediately. Okay? Okay? Please do that. Please do that. Arnold in the chat just asked, Heather, will I see you in heaven? Yeah. Yes, Arnold. I believe we're going to see each other. All of us. All of us, guys. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. Carl Smith, I do hope you rewatch this later on. There's a lot of information put out today. Please pass it on to your friends, your family, all those you love and care about, to your friends, to your neighbors, to people you work with, and the people you associate with on social media. Pass it on everywhere, widely, around the world. Pass it on widely, guys. Everybody needs to have this information. I talked about earthquakes worldwide at the beginning. Then I came home here to the United States and also Canada. I showed earthquakes in Alaska and Canada as well. I'm serious about this. We are about to see hell break open. We're about to see the gates of hell break open. Not just politically, but physically in our own lives. Get ready, guys. Get ready for it. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen soon. I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you. I don't make threats here. I give promises here. I've shown you why it's going to happen. I've given you the answers why it's going to happen. It's up to each one of us now to be prepared for what happens. Get your acts together. You and your family need to be prepared. On Friday, we're going to talk about emergency preparedness. Friday, we're going to talk about emergency preparedness. Between now and then, send me a card, send me a letter, send me an email. Tell me what things you want me to talk about on Friday, and we'll do it. Our email address, you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen, rltnspdema@gmail.com. You see our post office box scrolling across the bottom of your screen, 504 Bethel Road, Box 401, Morganton, North Carolina. The zip code here is 28655, 392 miles west of Kittiac Beach. You see our PayPal address that's scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Don't send anything to Venmo, send it to PayPal. Guys, we need your help to support this program. Please help us pay our program debts. We need your help. desperately, guys. Now, in closing, may God bless you. May God protect each one of you from what's going to happen. May God be with you whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you say. May God be with you until we meet again. If anything happens tonight or tomorrow morning, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. Till tomorrow, guys, sometime after 4 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be back on the air with another episode of Emergency Management Associates, this time talking about Southern California. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the side. Good night, everybody. Much love. See you soon.
This is your executive order on establishing gold standard vaccine recommendations, sir. As previous speakers have indicated, this is going to establish essentially
I don't know what that other thing was. Have a good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better, bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you. God